Who's that chunky woman? Why did he...
Boom! Modern Dad Society. We're back. Weekly video. Got the wife here chilling. Today we're going to be talking about kids or even adults learning to just figure it out. And that's not necessarily like the initial learning curve. It's when you learn something, but then expand and evolve that to be better, to expand with the technology that exists, or just expand as you need more or just want more out of that situation or part of life or technology or process.
I think
So that's what we'll be chatting about. Oh my goodness.
we missed a word where as soon as you started talking, then I thought about adaptability and that kind of
Yes.
stuff, because it's not just like a one-track mind where it's like a washing machine. Just because you can press the start button doesn't mean you should press the start button the same for every type of laundry.
The one track mind that you just mentioned, that's perfect. Yes, the laundry. Like, it's someone will teach you how to do laundry. Someone might teach you how to push all the buttons. But our kid, for instance, just pushes start every single time. It says eco mode. She just pushes start. Sometimes you can turn eco mode off. But does she? Does she want to learn? We've taught her. Does she want to continue that? It's weird because all these buttons of technology, laundry, even the microwave, don't just keep pushing 30 seconds. Like, there's buttons. The microwaves have evolved and advanced since whenever they were invented. Like 30 years ago, when I pushed the microwave button, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You push start and stop, and I think you had that like defrost button when your
Oh,
mom put that
yeah.
frozen chicken in the whole sucker and was like, yeah, I'm gonna hit defrost for like 2 hours in the microwave, and it's like, and those suckers were loud. So like you're in the house and like starting at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, roll it back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, figuring it out. There's lots of things, but to this day, I'm pretty sure she just pushes start on laundry. There's a lot of buttons. So just that want for kids in this not evolution, in this day and age, to want to learn more about it and to have that desire. It's like it works, yes, but it can be better for you.
I think like another example that I think of, where especially now, because our technology, even when we were growing up, came in at a different phase. So when we had to go somewhere, like on road trips, we literally had the paper map and we were figuring out which way was the best path to go and then what all the numbers meant on the map and how we're going to get there. And even understanding which direction streets and avenues go and which way they count,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
So,
streets and avenues.
right. But
That's a good
now
one.
on apps, nobody thinks about it anymore. So you can't really explain where a place is because everyone's like, oh, it's fine, I'll Google it. But there is a chronological order
Yeah, coordinates in
to,
the city. Yeah, why is there a
yeah,
southwest, northwest, northeast? Yeah, what you said about the technology or the evolution of society has allowed kids to skip that learning.
yeah. And
So it's like you said, the Google Maps, perfect. It goes to the position. But yeah, that thought of like, okay, if I need to go to this address, well, I know avenues go, what is it? So streets go this way and avenues go this way. So it's like you can count the streets and avenues
yeah,
and approximate where you are and then fine tune it from there.
yeah. So that's an interesting one too, because
Yeah.
it's affecting us as adults too, where no one really knows where anything is anymore.
Yeah. And just your awareness in the city.
Hmm.
Like, I bet if I drop my kid off somewhere, she has no idea. Zero clues. Zero spatial and city awareness. And she's 17. Like, we've driven her around lots. Like, unless she's like in eyesight of an LRT or eyesight of the three big malls of the city, it's like, it's a no-go. She'd look up and be like, Mill Woods. And she'd be like, I don't know what I am.
Yeah.
Or I'd be like pure panic. But yeah, like before when we didn't have the phones, it's like when we were at friends' houses, or it's like, oh, we got to go to my buddy's house. It's like, well, in my head, I know I have to go this way, take these corners. It's about 15 minutes. I asked my kid, well, where are you going? How long is it going to take? Zero clue. Like, I don't know.
Hmm.
Oh, hey, Roy, when should we leave? Like, now? Like, did you calculate it? Did you even think about that side of things? And yeah, it's like that figuring it out. It's like evolving your skill set And yes, we talked about technology. Yes, we talked about appliances. Yeah, we just talked about the streets. It's, we can talk about, yeah, computers, iPads. It's like, what can you use those for to better yourself? Or even as simple
But even if
as,
we go, how about this one? Thinking about vehicles instead, where it's
yes,
like
yep,
taking out technology and everything
yeah,
else,
the
where
mechanical side of
you
things.
hear now that a lot of kids are driving, but it's like they don't realize that they need to get oil changes
Oh my
or
God.
that they need to top up their windshield washer fluid.
Yeah, yeah.
Or if like changing tires, depending on where you live, if you need summer tires and winter tires, they're like, oh, I didn't know I needed to do that. Or they drive literally on the same set of tires forever and now there's like zero treads left and they look like they're NASCAR racing tires,
And just knowing, yeah,
right?
like you said, the tread, just knowing when your tire needs to be simply replaced and the oil changes. It's like, yeah, that's like, sure, they might have that awareness in their head, or their dad or parent might have taught them at some point in time,
Hopefully.
but then it's just like a friggin' jumbo jet flying over their head. Like, oh my God, I needed to do that. Well, yeah, you're like 15,000 kilometers now over. It's like, were you tracking that in your head? Did you have that little Jiffy Lube or sticker on your window that says, hey, at this point in kilometers, you need to do an oil change? Like,
And
yeah, it's that awareness, or yeah, like changing the tire. It's like usually people don't train their kid just on the driveway how to change a tire. If they do, absolutely fantastic. But yeah, like changing tires, it's a skill, but it's also something where it's like if it happens, just figure it out. Because you
yeah,
kind of know that there's a tire somewhere in the vehicle. There's a repair, not a repair kit. There's the
maybe.
jack that pushes it up. It's like, well, how to use the jack, how to use the tools,
So
and
but
it's
one
yeah,
thing that
figuring it out.
the generation now gets lucky with, and how we do have technology, they could Google it if they could
Exactly.
figure out how to ask the proper
Yeah.
question. But then it's also, too, it's parents that are now in this generation, like with us, we have a 17-year-old,
Yeah.
and we have talked about oil changes and we need to do this regular maintenance and stuff. But if you have parents now or guardians, what have you, are not transferring that information to the next generation, where it's like pass down this story from this generation to this generation. It's also these life skills and things that we need every day are not continuing down the line.
And she mentioned the stories. A lot of times these stories, yes, they're stories, but they're also huge learning disguised as stories, but they're huge learning as that information is passed down. And now it's like, do parents now shy away from that teaching, coaching, mentoring side? For is it because they think their kid can just Google it, figure it out on their own, or they just want to be their kid's friends, and that parent teaching a kid turns into more of a fight, which we deal with all the time, but we're like, you know what? I'm not going to not pass on knowledge and information and the skill sets to you, no matter how grumpy you are. Like, for instance, it was 2 summers ago, I coined the summer wilderness warrior, and I took Rory out. We bought a little camp stove. We went out to the park and got her to cook some soup on it. And then I took her into the forest with like the little mini hatchet, and we were just hatcheting down trees. And I taught her how to, swing the hatchet right so you don't hit your leg, swing it right so it's like you don't let go, or if you do let go, it just goes into the forest and not smashing into your toe. And those types of skill sets. It's like we carved little wooden sticks, and got a hiking stick, got like the little willows to roast marshmallows and stuff. So it's like those types of skills, regardless if your kid's bitchy and moany, because I can tell you right now, Roy absolutely was bitching and moaning,
Oh my
but then
God.
all of a sudden the soup was delicious.
With the with the teaching the kids and them fighting back and whatnot, this literally just reminded me of one of our fire alarms. The battery was beeping. And it was like, okay, we obviously have to change the battery. We cannot live in a beeping household because that's
Yeah,
annoying.
yeah,
So Jason took Rory to teach her these things. Where I think as these
yeah.
things
It
come
was
up,
beeping in the roof.
and
Yep, yep.
and as the things come up in a household, where if we can teach someone in the younger generation, where it's like, how are we doing these things? They might not even consider it. They might not be able to find the beep because it's above their head. But Christ, even people our
Yep.
age. But where it's, I'll let Jason carry on with the story because it was pretty funny. I was downstairs, so
So brought her upstairs. It was actually just over here, And I was like, okay, Rory, all you need to do is stand up on the couch, because she just needed an extra couple feet to reach the 8-foot ceiling. I was like, stand up on the couch, you twist it, and it comes off, and it's held by cords that go into the roof. And it's still like, it does the chime. It's like, beep, beep. So she climbs up on the couch. She's like, well, why can't you do it? Why do I have to do it? I was like, well, I'm teaching you. Oh, I know how to do it. I was like, I've never seen you in my entire life, in the 30 fire alarms that I've changed batteries and chimes, seen you voluntarily go up and change it for me and ask me, hey, Dad, where's the battery? And I would be like, here you go. Perfect. Here's even $5 because you helped me out. But she didn't. So got her up on the couch, and like she's like terrified and shaking. Like it's carpet on the ground. The couch is literally like only like 2 feet high. She's panicking. This thing's chiming. It's like all of a sudden it's like you can see the anxiety and the stress. I'm just like, just help me out. I'm like, I'm right here. I'm literally 2 feet away from her, like
I'll catch you.
going like this, like an average parent with their kids on the play set when they're two, like, I got you. If you fall, I'll catch you. I wouldn't be like, because I'm funny. But she turned it, removed it, and then I was like, okay, then you just unclip it. So she struggled and unclipped it. She's like, yeah, but how do I unclip it? I'm standing on the couch. There's no ladder. I'm like, it's just beep. So she's like, bleep, and it magically came off. And then I was like, okay, just take the battery out. It chimed, and she like shook. I'm like, she's like, oh, is it gonna go off if I take the battery out? And I know from my personal experience, usually it doesn't. You just take the battery out, and the whole thing just dies because you took it out of the roof, you took the battery out, gone. So I was like, I don't know, maybe. I was like, it's a new fire alarm. I haven't changed this. We just moved into this house. It's a new one. I was like, try it out. I legit don't know, and I honestly kind of didn't. So she just took the battery out, and it was fine. I was like, yeah. So here's a new battery. So it came out. She's struggling to put it in. Like, you got to be like a Houdini. It's like one of those like fucking like wooden puzzles you got to figure out how to put together to put this battery in. And she's like, oh, I can't. I was like, well, it came out and it got in there originally. I was like, here, let me show you. So I took it from her. Jamie rigged it in there nicely. Fell in. All I had to do was I kind of rotate it a bit. Like it's a 360 kind of situation. You can just rotate a battery, put it in. I was like, yeah, there you go. Then I opened it up, took the battery out, gave it to her, and she almost had a fucking mental breakdown because I gave it back to her to figure out. So she's all pissed off. Like she's like level 9 out of 10 at this point in time. So she's like, is it gonna beep? I was like, I honestly don't know. It's a new battery. It's not gonna go off in your hand. There's no fire around
And
us.
it's like you
So she
literally just put in the
so
battery.
she put it, yeah, exactly. So she puts it in, closes it, and she's like, okay, here. I'm like, no, you now have to put it back up there. So I told her, it's like, you just climb up, you hold it, you put the little clip in, and then you put it in the ceiling, and like, it's not a light bulb. You only have to like put it in and go like, I think 180 or something like that to clip it in. And I was like, and then you're done. So she did it. Was it like 9 out of 10, like anxiety, pissed off, grumpy teenager? But it's like, you know what? If she remembers that for the rest of her life of how to change a fire alarm, and if it goes off when mom and dad are not home or the little chime starts, it's like, well, we hope she can just figure it out in her future when she's at her own place. So really,
Hmm.
for all the parents and whoever out there, brothers, sisters, it doesn't matter how pissed off the other person gets. Show them something, teach them something, because at some point in that moment, they will obviously not appreciate it and they'll hate you, but you know that that is the right thing to do, and that it is the best way to pass on stories and knowledge and just the art of, you got to figure it out. A lot of things that we do, we just figure out.
Yeah, and like it really does come full circle. Like I know even sometimes where it's like, that's why mom and dad said that when we were younger. Like I've caught
Yeah.
Rory doing that a couple times. She's like, oh, and then they get the light bulb. So it's
Yeah.
the more that we can all pass on that information where it might not click instantly, but it is really helping for the future self to actually figure it out, because now you can go back on your bank of knowledge and find it somewhere in the brain of that you
Yeah.
can actually solve your problem.
And moral of the story is just pushing them to learn how to figure it out, learn how to push the evolution of the knowledge in every situation, every circumstance, because there's always more to learn. There's always more layers to learn. Hone your skill. simple things from your laundry room, all the way to home improvements, all the way to the different universities out there of what you want to pick, mechanics of your car. There's lots out there. So that's why it takes years to slowly build up that arsenal of knowledge of figuring it out, because on a day-to-day basis you'll be faced with a figuring it out situation almost every day of your life until you die, because there's such a plethora of moments where something happens and you're like, oh, no one taught me this, but I just gotta figure it out. I guess the only thing we didn't mention is a lot of kids actually just at that point when the figuring it out has to start, they block it
Yeah.
and they just skirt around it and do something else.
Yeah, because they're missing the whether it's thinking outside the box or problem solving, where it's regardless of what the scenario is, where it just needs to be broken down into steps, where it's like, okay, initially, what is the problem?
Yeah.
Now,
And
what is the next logical step, or who was the most logical person for me to call to help in that scenario? Because it's even people figuring out who they need to call or who they can reach out to. Because that's not always a known either. Like someone you could
yeah.
be like, go get an oil change, and they're like, yeah, but where?
Yeah, like what's the best place? It's like the guidance, the suggestions. Cause yeah, like a lot of times, yeah, they have that wall, they stop.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm not doing it. And you're just like, well,
Yeah.
wait.
It's like,
Like,
no, just because like you no, you don't have a mental problem or a mental disability. You just need to figure it out.
there's
There's
just
nothing to do with what you think you have a problem or what you think is blocking it. Just figure it out.
yeah.
Don't be afraid, because all it is just learning, right? And it's
It's literally the unknown. It's being scared of the unknown, and it's
yeah.
easier. We're all guilty of this one. It's complacency. Just like a microwave, we
Yeah, it's
always click that 30
easier. Yeah.
second button because we know it works. We
Yeah.
always click that same machine cycle for the washing machine because we know it works.
Yeah.
We always, it's that repetition of the same thing, but it's getting outside of that normal parameter.
And it's the kids or that person thinking that that extra step, that extra level is work. Is it work? Sure. Walking up the stairs to go to sleep. That's work. But it's like,
Hmm.
it's not work, it's learning, it's growth, it's evolution, it's bettering yourself. Like you will be better on the other side. So don't consider it as work. And a lot of these kids in this generation thinks of it as work. And then they're like, nope, I'm not going to do that work. I'm just going to push 30 seconds for the rest of my life. Popcorn gets fucking 5 minutes, defrost, no such thing. Put the chicken in for 10 minutes on high, cook the outside, middle's frozen. Fuck it,
Ew.
let's do it. It's like it's work, but you can't think of everything you do in life as work, right? You go to work, sure, that's work. But learning, evolution, figuring things out, bettering yourself, it's not work. Change that mentality, change that thought, because once you do, then it becomes so much easier to build those layers of knowledge and skill.
Speaking of building our levels of knowledge and skill, we don't know how to tell time.
Oh,
So, Modern Dance Society is getting out of here because we're up on that time limit, and we'll catch you guys next time.
boom. Jason Lucas here, Aaron here, special guest. See you next week, guys. Follow along, like, share, subscribe. Shorts come out every day. Booyah. Ugh.